Assalamualaikum and good day. We are from Group HD, and today we will be presenting our group assignment on students' motivation for sport activity. Let me introduce our group of 5. First, we have Syamin Allia binti Sudirman, Irfan Umar bin Muhammad Nufazli, Amirah Nabila binti Ismail, Nur Hawa binti Sadidin, and lastly Darwisha binti Jusfar Effendi.
In this video, we will explain about introduction and objective of our group assignment, respondent profile analysis, analysis of factors of sport motivation, and analysis of relationship between demography and mean of factors of sport motivation, and last but not least, the conclusion of our group assignment.
Sports activity is usually defined as all forms of physical activity that aims to improve physical ability and skills through casual or organized competition, providing entertainment for either themselves or others, and could either be competitive or for leisure purpose. Sport activities are highly beneficial because of its innate benefits that it can provide for people, especially to young students. It helps the body keep healthy, increase ability and self-esteem. Sport activity is beneficial and will surely improve the quality of life of everyday people. We would all benefit from a life filled with sports. In this study, we have conducted a sample survey to investigate the motivation of students in the foundation program of Universiti Utara Malaysia on sport activities. It is hoped that we can conclude with demographic has a higher number of people doing sports and which factors would motivate them to do sport activities in order for us to encourage those who are not involved in sports to start participating in sport activities. The objective of this study on sports activity motivation includes to understand the demographic that has the most interest in sport activities. Secondly, to investigate the main reason for sport motivation for each factor. Last but not least, to investigate the main factors that motivate students to do sport activities.
Pie chart in above figure shows the gender of foundation students. From the pie chart, we can see that female has the highest frequency with 124 students, while there are only 33 male students, totaling to 157 students. The mode of gender is female, which occupy 79% of the foundation population, while male students only occupy up to 21%. Based on the pie chart, it shows that Malay is the major race from the sample students. The total of Malay students is 138 among the 157 students, forming 88% of the students. The total of Chinese students is 13 students, forming 8% of the students. Indian and other races share the same number of students, where there are 3 students from each race, and each race represents 2% of the students in the foundation program. In the table above and horizontal bar graph above shows the students' origin of state. From the graph above, we can say that the model state is Kedah, meaning that most of the students come from Kedah. It represents 22.93% of the student population, with the number of 36 students out of 157 students. Conversely, only one student from Sarawak, forming only 0.64% of the students. The second highest number of students come from Selangor, with 22 students, representing 14.01% of the students. There are also students who came from Sabah, where there are 6 students and it represents 3.82% of the students, totaling 4.46% of the students from East Malaysia.
Based on box plot given above and analysis based on median as central tendency measure, we can conclude that those who come from the urban side of the country have higher family income than those who come from the rural side of the country. We have chosen to analyze the data according to median because median is resistant to outliers. From the graph, it can be seen that there is no outliers for rural area, while in the urban side, the outliers are 20,000 and 22,000. The interquartile range is 7,800 for urban area and 6,200 for rural area. Hence, without a doubt, judging from the box plot given, family income for those who live in urban are higher than family income for those who live in rural.
From the table and figure above, we can see that there are 7 types of school and 3 streams in each school. From the bar chart, SMK or Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan is the model school with the highest number of students of 100 students, forming 64% of the foundation students. On the other hand, students from SMT or Sekolah Menengah Teknik have the least number of students, totaling only 2 students, occupying 1% of the foundation students. In total, 70 students of the foundation students were from science stream, 53 students from art stream, and only 34 students were from accounting stream, meaning that students from the science stream is more than art stream and accounting stream. However, students from MRSM, SBP, and SMT are mostly from the science stream but not from the art stream and accounting stream.
Table 3.3 shows the mean and standard deviation of each question about the factor of the life balance. The highest mean value is 5.656051 at question number 3, while the lowest value is 5.337580 at question number 4. The highest standard deviation at the question number 4 with the value 1.5808. The figure 3.5 shows the mean from the question 1 to question 5. From the bar graph, the highest mean is question number 3. Question number 3 stated that the student do sport because it distracts them from problems. This question has the highest mean to prove that the student mostly agree with the reason. The lowest mean is question number 4. The student is mainly disagree that the reason they do sport is to blow off steam. Table 3.4 shows the mean and standard deviation of each question about factor of the fitness. The highest mean value is 6.006369 at question number 2. However, the lowest value is 5.490446 at question number 4. The lowest standard deviation among these questions is 1.1378 at question number 2. Figure 3.6 shows that the mean from the question number 1 to number 5. From the bar graph, the highest mean is the question number 2. This question stated that the student do the sports because it is healthy. Thus, most of the students agree with this reason as it has the highest mean. The question number 4 has the lowest mean because the students are mostly disagreed about the reason they do sport to strengthen their muscles.
The table shows the mean and standard deviation of each question about the factor of body image. The highest mean value is 5.490446 at question 2, while the lowest value is 4.522293 at question 3. The highest standard deviation is at question 3 among all the 7 questions. According to the bar graph of the factor of body image, the highest mean is question number 2. Question 2 stated that the students do sports because it helps them to prevent weight gain. The highest mean of this question proves that the students highly voted that this reason is true. The lowest mean is question 3. The students are not highly agreed that the reason they do sports is because they are facing weight problems. The mean and standard deviation of 4 questions about the factor of contact to others are stated in a table. From the table, we can conclude that the highest mean value is 5.197452 at question 1, while the lowest value is 4.700637 at question 4. Among these 4 questions, the lowest standard deviation is at question 3. From the bar graph of factor 4, contact to others, the highest mean is question number 1. Question 1 stated that students do sports because it strengthens their friendships. The highest mean of this question proves that the students think that this reason makes them do sports together with their friends. The lowest mean is question 4. The students are not highly agreed that the reason they do sports is because their friends also like to exercise.
Table 3.7 shows that the mean and standard deviation of each question about the factor of doing sports to have fun. Question number 3 has the highest mean with the value 5.777070, whereas the question number 2 has the lowest mean with the value 4.242038. The highest standard deviation is 1.8653 at the question number 2, while the lowest standard deviation is 1.2207 at the question number 3. Figure 3.9 shows that the mean from the question 1 to question 5. From this bar graph, the highest mean is the question number 3. This question stated that the student does the sports because it is fun. Hence, most of the students agree with this reason as it has the highest mean. The lowest mean is at the question number 2 because the students are mainly disagree with the reason they do sport because it is their hobby.
Now we will analyze the relationship between the demographic and the mean score of factors of sport motivation. Now we will analyze which factor of sport motivation affects gender. Based on the table and the figure above, we can see that the female gender has the highest mean score for fitness with a mean of 5.8129. The male gender, however, has the highest mean score in life balance with 5.5515. This shows that fitness is the highest factor of sport motivation for females, and life balance is the highest factor of sport motivation for males. Now we will identify the factor of sport motivation for race. Based on the table and figure above, we can see that the Chinese race has the highest mean score in the fitness factor with a mean of 6.1077. The Indian race shows a high average across 3 factors, but the highest is for the life balance factor with a mean score of 6.733. The Malay race, however, had the highest mean score in the fitness factor for sport motivation with a mean score of 5.6696. We can see that overall, the factors that contribute the most for the races are life balance and fitness. Moving on, now we want to identify the factors of sport motivation in relation to hometown. So based on the figure and the table above, we can see that fitness plays the highest factor in both rural and urban areas because they have the highest mean score of 5.7630 and 5.6971 for both rural and urban places respectively. We can also see that for rural areas, the lowest factor is the contact factor with a mean score of 4.889. In urban areas, fun is the least contributing factor for sport motivation with a mean score of 4.8252. Lastly, we want to identify which factor of sport motivation is related to stream. So from the figure above and the table, we can see that the account stream has the highest factor in fitness with a mean score of 4.8353, and the highest for account stream is life balance factor with a mean of 5.5941. For art stream, the highest factor is fitness with a mean of 5.7970, while the second highest is life balance with a mean of 4.4627. Lastly, for the science stream, The highest factor is life balance with mean of 5.5750, while the second highest is fitness with a mean of 5.5571. Overall, we can see that for the three streams, the two most contributing factors are life balance and fitness. In conclusion, from the respondent profile analysis, we can see that 21% of the respondents were male, while 79% of them were from the female gender. For races, Malays encompass 88% of the students, the Chinese only forming 8%, while the Indians and others represent 2% of the students. When we look at states, we can see that a majority of them come from Kedah, forming 22.93% of the students, while the least amount of students come from Sarawak, only representing 0.64% of the students. We can also see that the people from urban areas have a higher income than the ones in rural areas. Based on the analysis related to the topic, we can see that for life balance factor, the highest majority says that they agree to question number 3, which states that sport balance out everyday life. Furthermore, for the fitness factor, we can see that students agree to question 2, that says they do sport because it is healthy. Lastly, they agree to the body image factor with the highest mean at question 2, which says it helps to prevent weight gain. For the analysis relating to factor and demographic, we can conclude for gender, fitness plays the highest role for females, whereas for males, life balance is the highest. Based on race, Chinese has the highest factor in life balance, the Malays the highest factor for fitness, the highest factor for sport motivation for Indians is life balance, and the others too. Fitness is the highest factor for both rural and urban area. Lastly, for art, account, and science stream, the factors that affect them the most is life balance and fitness factor.
That's all from us. Thank you for watching.